Hello dear flagpollers, we are today at Niagara Falls, Ontario, and we will cover today a topic of doing flagpoling in Ontario region. So guys, if you live anywhere in Toronto and area, the closest port of entry will be Niagara Falls area. In Niagara Falls we have three bridges. This is Rainbow Bridge, you can see it here. And today we also go to Peace Bridge and Queenston-Lewiston Bridge. Going to Rainbow Bridge area is the best choice because it's the closest port of entry that is reachable by public transportation. It will take you maybe 1 to 1.5 hour driving, and you can take buses here. And again, so most of people from Toronto area come here to do their flagpoling cases. Guys, so let's start our flagpoling trip, and the first thing you should do, you should get your loonie, $1 coin. Make sure it's a coin. This is your ticket to the bridge, because Rainbow Bridge is a toll bridge. You have to pay. To be honest, guys, in Ontario, all bridges that you will cross are toll bridge, right? Doesn't matter if you go to Kingston, if you go to Windsor, if you go any other bridge, everywhere you have to pay, right? So guys, you see, so before you start, you see it's a pedestrian toll bridge. Today we will walk, and again, so $1 per person is required. So guys, if you forgot your coins, right, the closest place here you can get your cash and coins will be duty free. It's right here, right? There is an ATM machine, and you can take some, for example, $20 or $10 bill, and the cashier inside duty free will change it for you for coins, right? And then once you have your coins, you walk to the entrance of the bridge, and as you can see, this is entrance to USA. So that's where we start our journey for our flagpole. Okay guys, so we inside the checkpoint, and let me show you what to do if you forgot your $1 loonie, right? So they have a special change machine inside. So what we're gonna do, we put our $2 bill, $2 coin inside. Okay, and now the machine will give us 2 loonies. So 1, 2, and now when I have it, right? So now we can enter inside. So we put our coin right here, and machine gives us green light to go. And now we can go. So my operator will do the same. So guys, now we're not in United States yet. It's the entrance to the bridge. Pedestrian walkway, right? So Niagara Falls is on your right side, and we are going to the left side to cross the bridge. So follow me, please. So guys, we're right now at the bridge, at the beginning of the bridge, and let me talk a little bit about what not to forget with you, right? So guys, I do flagpoling almost every day in all port of entries in Canada, and not often, but sometimes I see clients forget the important documents, right? So the most important document that you for sure should take with you, it will be your passport. Why I'm so specific about this, and you would laugh, oh, how can I forget passport? Trust me, clients forget passport, and the problem is, guys, that when you enter the port of entry, nobody will check your passport. Nobody will put exit stamp when you do flagpoling, and in this case, if you don't have your passport with you, the only time when you will find out that you don't have passport will be on American side. And guys, this is too late. Now you cannot go back to Canada. Now you have issues with American side. So please make sure you have your passport. The second very important document will be your status document. So if you guys on a study permit, make sure you have a study permit with you. If you on a work permit, right? If you on visitor status, and if you have a visitor record, make sure you have a visitor record, right? Don't assume that the officers at the border, they know your status, they have records. Of course, they do have records, but if you don't have your status document, this is a big issue. So passport and status document, absolutely must to have, right? So let me walk you through the bridge, and I will show you a few more things. So guys, as you can see, there is also cars. So technically you can do flagpoling in your car as well, but specifically for this Rainbow Bridge, I do advise to walk, because the walking distance is very short. It's like maybe like 3 minutes walk. The scenery is stunning. You can enjoy the view of Niagara Falls. If you're first time in this place, you definitely, it's a must-see place here in Canada. It's a very attractive tourist destination. But one more time, so basically the bridge is very short comparing to other bridges. For example, next bridge we'll cover today will be Peace Bridge. Peace Bridge, guys, just one way walking, it will be half an hour. Very big bridge, right? So for that one, I advise that you drive. This one is a walking, but one more time, if for some reason you want to drive, no problem. You see there is kind lined up. You do exactly the same. You leave Canada, you go to American side, and then you drive back to do your flag pole. So let me show you more. Today is a very nice day. It's really sunny. It's not raining. But if you do flagpoling during winter time or even fall or even spring, it can be very cold. And the not good thing about this port of entry, guys, is that when you do your flagpoling, you do it early in the morning because you want to be first in the line. And guys, you cannot leave the bridge before 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is the time when this rainbow bridge flagpoling opened. So you may spend all night in winter time standing on this bridge. You cannot go inside, right? Guys, it's lots of humid. It's very cold. So make sure when you do it in winter time, you have appropriate shoes, appropriate coat, and maybe even umbrella, right? So basically be prepared because it's a river. It's lots of humid, right? It can be very, very cold during winter time. So this is a good point for you to remember. So guys, now we are at the middle of the bridge. So this is exactly border between Canada and United States, right? Because bridge, it does not belong to Canada only or to United States only, right? Most of the bridges in Canada, by the way, they are privately operated, and that's why they are toll bridge, right? You pay money to cross it. But basically, this is exactly the middle. You see on the left side there is a Canadian flag, on the right side is American, and we are right now at the border. So right now we are stepping on American territory, and you see, so the border itself is right there where you have this red and green lights, and we are going to United States right now. Okay guys, so this is the entrance to American side. We have to go inside the office. I'm not sure if I can record inside, probably not. They do not allow it. However, again, the reason we are going inside the American office to get a proof that we were outside of Canada, right? Because one more time, when we left Canada, you saw nobody check our passport, nobody will put exit stamp. But when we will be returning back and submit our documents for application, we will need to have to present a proof that we were outside of Canada. This proof is called flagpoling paper. We will get inside the American office, and this is the reason we are going there right now. So guys, we are right now coming back to Canada. One more time for flagpolers, you will not go to American side because I'm Canadian, so I left right now the American office, but I'm coming back to Canada, so this is entrance to Canada. Again, not something you will do during flagpoling procedure, but if you happen to have American visa and during flagpoling procedures, they will let you go outside to American side. That's where you end up, and now you're coming back to Canadian side to do the flagpoling side. And now we're returning back to Canadian side. Let me show you. So you see, so just follow the sign. This is pedestrians to Canada sign, so you just follow. So guys, don't worry, you will not be lost. It's exactly the same bridge, exactly the same way. As I told you, if you walk fast, it takes you only 3 minutes to cross the bridge. Enjoy the view, and we're coming back to Canadian side right now. So guys, yeah, we were not able to record video for you inside the office, obviously, because they don't allow it. But what is the procedure you do inside the American office, right? So first of all, they will, if you never had American visa before, they will create a profile for you, right? So for this reason, they will take your photo and they will take your fingerprints. They take all 10 fingerprints, right? So 4 fingerprint thumb, 4 fingerprint thumb. Then they roll each of your fingers individually. Then they will make photo one more time. So all in all, procedure will take around 10 to 15 minutes per person, right? And after you did the fingerprints part, right? So they will print you a flag polling paper. It's a paper with your name and date of birth, and it will be written flag polling on it, right? So this paper you present later on Canadian side to the officer as a proof that you was actually outside of Canada. So guys, to be honest with you, lots of things going on inside the offices, both American office and Canadian office. It's not my goal to record today these details. You see, this is something we will train you during our consultations, right? But again, so when you go to do the flag polling, you should be ready, you should be prepared, and I do advise to spend some time preparing for the interview. Of course, mostly for Canadian part, but sometimes you will have some conversation on American side too, right? So in Ontario, guys, all the border crossing are bridges, right? So I don't even know any that is not bridge, because most of the US-Canadian border is rivers, right? So for example, British Columbia, it's usually highways. In Montreal, in Calgary area, it's also highways, but in Ontario, all the port of entries will be bridges, and all of them have very nice views. The only thing that when you do your flag polling in Ontario, make sure you choose a nice sunny day like we have today. So guys, one more time, when you do your walking, you follow the bridge. If you drive, this is a road that will go turn right to Canadian side, and you just follow all the cars. Make sure you are not in the Nexus line if you drive your car, because most probably you don't have Nexus card, you are not Canadian citizen yet, but you take any other lane that has a green light, and you just follow all other cars. When you hit the checkpoint and in your car, you have to open all your windows, so the officer has to see your car inside. And of course, you pass your passport to the officer and tell them that you are doing flag polling, right? So we are walking today, we are pedestrians, so the procedure is different. So we'll talk about this when we're closer to the pedestrian checkpoint. So yeah, guys, if you drive in your car, you see there are red and green lights in the lanes, right? Make sure you go to the green one, and yeah, so you can choose any lane that is open and that is green. If you drive in your car, we are walking, so our lane is this one, pedestrian lane. We go exactly the same entrance that we entered Canada, right? So we entered the bridge, so it's on your left side. So guys, one more time. Niagara Falls Rainbow Bridge is open only from 8 a.m. So if you do your flag polling earlier, you can come to the bridge early, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever, right? But once you cross the bridge, once you do your flag polling part on American part, right? Now you come into the Canadian entrance, and you do not enter before 8 a.m. What happens if you enter before 8 a.m.? So guys, you will have to do flag polling again, because the officer will tell you, sorry, the flag polling service is open from 8 a.m. You already left the port of entry, and now you have to do all over. So if you do flag polling before you enter the office, you have to line up here. I'll show you the place where you're lining up, and wait until 8 a.m. There will be people lining up for the same, so make sure you keep your place in line. And at some point, maybe 7:45, maybe 7:30 a.m., the officer will come out and ask who is here for flag polling, and then you just follow the instructions. So let me show you the lining area. This is the entrance to Canadian side. This is the place where you will enter, but usually, because you don't want to obstruct the space for some other regular border crosses, right? So usually the designated area for flag polling people is right here. That's where you're lining up. Guys, this bridge has a quota, right? So we'll double check right now what is the quota right now, but usually the quota is only 5 flag polling cases per day. And again, they're open only Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday, right? So what it means, guys, it means that if you come too late or if the bridge is too busy on this particular date, you may not get your case done today, right? So we'll talk later about what to do in this case, but hopefully you will be early. Hopefully you will be within those 5 people that are lining up, and hopefully your case will be approved. And of course, we'll help you to do this, right? So follow me right now. Let's go inside the Canadian side. So guys, this is a place when you enter Canada, you see, stop here until lane is clear. So basically, if there are people in front of you, don't go there. I can see that there are some people inside. Make sure that you're not going there, right? So you just wait your turn. So right now, let's go. So guys, once you're out of this checkpoint crossing, right? So your flag polling is not at the same place. You have to cross the road. So look, on your right side, there is a CBSA office, and they are going there right now. To CBSA is right there. So one more time. So the application itself, you have to do it outside in the separate building. We are going there right now. So guys, this is Canada Border Service Agency, CBSA, and the entrance is here. Again, most probably we will not be able to record inside, of course, right? But this is where you go. And later, when we outside of this building, I will follow up on what's going inside. So follow me right now. Okay, guys, so our case today was approved. Yes, success. So guys, to be honest with you, our approval rate is 100%, right? So before we go to the border and do the flag polling procedure, guys, of course, we do lots of checks. We check that you have all the documents. We make sure that you prepared for the interview, right? So we advise you to amend some documents, to add some documents, to get more documents to the case. So basically, we do lots of preparations, and when I take my clients to the border, I'm very confident about the result of the case, right? So today the case was postgraduate work permit. It was successfully approved, and later we can talk about the case as well. But let's talk about the Rainbow Bridge port of entry and how it works here, right? So guys, the port of entry is open only Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, only 3 days. So guys, this Rainbow Bridge is the busiest port of entry in Canada, right? So, and as you can imagine, because it's the closest to Toronto, it may take you hours before you go inside, and this makes it again. So this is the closest one, right? But at the same time, it's the busiest, right? It really may take you lots of hours before you go inside. However, in many cases, it makes sense to come here as well as to other bridges which we will cover today, and we'll go there to check them as well. Hey guys, we are right now on the way to Queenston-Lewiston Bridge. And guys, why we go there, right? So let's assume that you are not within the quota to in Rainbow Bridge or any other bridge, right? So all bridges in this area in the Niagara Falls are within 15 to 20 minutes drive reach, right? So right now we drove exactly 20 minutes from Rainbow Bridge to the this bridge, right? And we right now entering the bridge itself, right? So you can see that on the left side, this is CBSA, Canadian side CBSA office, right? So on the right side, there is right now, you can see it's a duty free, right? And we are leaving Canada right now, right? So one more time, guys, when we are leaving Canada, nobody will stop us, right? Nobody will take our passport. Nobody will make records that we are leaving Canada. And that's why it's very important that you know that once you left Canada, you have all your documents with you, you have your passport with you, you are ready, you prepared, right? So make sure you have this all, right? So you see, so the CBSA office, Canadian is office on the left, and this is a normal highway, right? So we are not stopping, we are not reporting that we are about to leave if we drive. So guys, now it's very important that you know which bridges are pedestrians only, and which bridges are only driving, right? So this bridge is driving only. So do not come here if you don't have a car, right? Why it's driving only? Because they do not have pedestrian lanes here, right? So we are entering bridge right now, as you can see. So left or right, there is no pedestrian pathways, right? So we can only drive here. So one more time, driving only. So the next bridge will go, it will be Peace Bridge. This is both driving and pedestrian, right? But this one is driving only, right? So this bridge is quite long. It will take you maybe like 4 minutes driving to cross it. And we are right now approaching the American side. So you can see this again, red and green light there. So this shows us where we should go, right? So you can see autos, bus, and RV lane with a green light. We are coming exactly to this lane, and you see that cars are already lining up, right? It's not very busy today. So guys, if you do flagpoling on the weekdays, so it will be like this today. So for example, today is what, Wednesday? So you can see each lane has maybe like 15, 20 cars. So it's okay, right? If you come to any of the port of entries of any of the crosses on weekends, and even on Friday afternoon, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, guys, this is the busiest time. And guys, the best advice you can get from me, never ever do flagpoling on long weekends, right? If you have, for example, Monday off in Canada, right? So basically, trust me, it will be so busy, and the officers, CBSA officers, will definitely not like the fact that you came on the for your flagpoling case on the busiest time, right? So don't do this, please, and try to be on the weekdays, right? So one more time, so we right now on American side, we already left Canada. We are waiting in line, and you should be prepared, right? So make sure you have your passports ready. Don't make officer to wait until you find your passport somewhere in your backpack or in your trunk. Make sure your passport is ready. Make sure you know what to talk to the officer. Again, guys, unfortunately, I cannot record video talking to officers, right? They don't allow it. However, once we're done with this American part, I will follow up with you of what was the conversation, what they ask, what you need to tell, what you need not to tell, right? What else? One more time, guys, why we go to American side? We go to American side with only one reason, to get the flagpoling paper, right? So it's the only proof that you will get that you was outside of Canada, right? This paper you will be showing later in Canadian CBSA office as a proof that you was outside of Canada. Otherwise, there is no much to do in American office. They will do your fingerprints, 4 fingerprint thumb, 4 fingerprint thumb, rolling all your fingers. Procedure takes around 10 to 15 minutes per person, and once you're done there, you return back to Canadian CBSA office. Okay, guys, so we are almost at the checkpoint with American side, right? So one more time, we're at Queenston-Lewiston Bridge right now, and guys, one more time, you should have your passport. So I have my passport ready, right? So keep your passport somewhere within reach, right? Make sure you open the boss left side window, right? So if you drive in the car, so the driver's side have to be open. And if you have people on the back window also have to be open, so the officer can see everything, everybody who is in the car, right? And then you just give your passport to the officer. Hi, officer, we are doing flagpoling, right? And then the officer will ask you some questions, usually about your last visit of United States, if you have visa or you don't have visa, and some other questions. After you have a talk with this officer, he will give you a special yellow slip of paper. They will put it usually on your windshield, right? They will ask you to turn the lights, and you have to park at the special parking at the American office, right? Real American office, and then you have to walk inside the office. Most probably in the office there will be people lining up for the same as you, right? And you just wait for your turn. And again, so you just give this yellow slip of paper you will receive from the checkpoint, you give your passport, and you inform officers that you are doing flag polling, and the rest just follow the instruction for the officers. They know exactly what to do. You should be ready that sometimes these officers, American officer as well, so they're not happy you show up at the border taking their time, but you just comply again with their request, do whatever they tell you to do, and this is part of the flag polling procedure. So guys, one more time, it's Queenston-Lewiston Bridge. It's a driving only bridge. That's why we're driving our car, right? And look, we are almost at the checkpoint, right? So there is one car in front of us. Guys, make sure you stop near this sign, right? So trust me, the officer will be super not happy if you go without waiting, right? So make sure that the lights are green, right? So basically don't go into the red lines. And again, look for the signs from the officers. They usually wave their hand showing that you need to go, or they stop you. So just follow their directions, and of course never ever argue with the officers, right? So basically just comply with their rules. Have your documents ready. Don't look for them. They don't like when you take too much looking for your documents, for your passport. And again, once you with the officer, inform them that you are doing flag polling, and they will direct you what to do next. But basically their direction will be to go to the special cross-border parking, park your car, leave your keys inside the car, go inside the office, and again, just follow the direction from the officer. We'll follow up later on what's going on inside the American office. Yeah, you see to Canada. So guys, we're returning right now back to Canada. So we just left American office. We get our paperwork, flag polling paperwork, and let me tell you what exactly going inside the American office, right? So basically, all bridges, all port of entries are the same. So the procedures are exactly the same, right? So the reason we are going inside the American office is to get the evidence that we were outside of Canada, right? So basically, this evidence is this flag polling paper, right? In this paper will have your name, your date of birth on it, and it will be written that this is flag polling, right? So we already got our paper. The officer took fingerprints from my client. They make a photo, and now we return it back to Canada. So you see the same, exactly the same bridge. One more time, the name of the bridge is Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, and we are driving back to Canadian side, exactly the same bridge, right? So let's just try. Maybe don't stop it so the clients can see the bridge. If you can see this on news, this will be on the speed up recording, so it's okay. Flex on the left, flex on the left. Good, and then bridge. So don't stop it, let it record. Okay, now we'll go slow. Now CBSA sign. Welcome to Canada. And then don't stop until we hit the, so make the green, green and. Okay guys, we are entering Canadian side right now. I have to stop recording, so stop. Okay Okay guys, so we just done with our Flagpoling case as Queenston Bridge, so you can see it on the background, right? So let's follow up on the procedures at this bridge. So one more time, Flagpoling procedures are exactly the same everywhere, exactly the same on Rainbow Bridge, Peace Bridge, here at this Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, exactly the same in Ontario, in Montreal, in British Columbia, everywhere the same. But each port of entry has its specific. For example, here, let's talk about the operations and working hours, right? So guys, same as Rainbow Bridge, this bridge is open only 3 days per week, Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? The time is from 8 a.m. until midnight. So for example, if you go to flagpoling cases in some other places, like for example in British Columbia, the border is open 24/7. So theoretically, you can come at midnight and start your case, right? So if the officer will accept you, right? But here it's only 8 a.m. to midnight, and it's only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Guys, appointment is not required. It's on first come, first served basis. But of course, we advise you to come early. And the trick is, guys, you have to be early as 8 a.m. If you come, let's say 7 a.m. and you do the flagpoling procedure and come early, nothing gonna happen, right? The officer, and let's say you did flagpoling procedure with Americans, you get American flagpoling paper, and you show up on Canadian side 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m., the officer will tell you, sorry, we are open flagpoling service from 8 a.m., please come 8 a.m. So what it means you have to leave, and then you have to do again all the flagpoling procedure with Americans and come again after 8 a.m. So it's a bit confusing, to be honest, but when you do your timing, make sure that you show up at Canadian side not earlier than 8 a.m. Very tricky procedure. I'm not telling you that flagpoling is an easy thing to do. It's not. Lots of details. But yes, the trick about this case, about this bridge, is that you have to come exactly between 8 a.m. to midnight. So basically, guys, on the this side, right side from me, this is CBSA office. This is the parking where you park your car when you drive, and then once you park your car, you go inside the office and you do all the procedures that requires from you. Guys, in this video, I do not want to cover what's going inside, because again, it's a procedure that we train for and we prepare a lot, right? If you do your case, I will never ever take you for flagpoling if I'm not 100% sure that you have all required documents. You're absolutely prepared. We train you for all possible questions that officer will ask you, and trust me, with this type of preparation, your case most probably will be approved, right? So I think we're done with this Queenston-Lewiston Bridge. So I hope you understand the procedure, flagpoling procedures at this bridge, and now we'll go to the next bridge, which is this bridge. 2, 3. Okay guys, so when you live in this bridge, Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, as I told you, it's a toll bridge. We didn't pay anything before that time, but right now when you live in the bridge, you have to pay, right? So this is a toll booth. So let me show you how I'm paying. Hello. Sorry, yeah. So how much is the? 650. 650, right? I have $10 here, right? Okay, good, yeah. And it's for cars only. This bridge is not pedestrian bridge, right?
No, this is not for pedestrians.
Okay. So what is the rate one more time? 650, right?
650 Canadian.
650 Canadian dollars. So guys, whenever you leave the bridge, right? So you have to pay 650 Canadian dollars, and you see the gate is open right now, and we can leave the bridge. Okay, so we're leaving, and now we're free to go. Okay guys, so we are approaching right now our last bridge today. So the bridge is called Peace Bridge, right? So the Peace Bridge is on the, it's on the way of the highway, and the highway goes to Buffalo. Yeah, so basically we are arriving to the Peace Bridge, and again, so guys, when you live in Canada, there is no passport control. Nobody will stop your car. Nobody will ask you to show passport on Canadian side, right? That will all happen on American side. The very first officer you will see who will have something to do with your passport will be American office, right? So guys, this is CBSA office on Canadian side. You can see it on the left, right? So this is where we go on the way back. Right now you see we are leaving Canada and we are not stopping, we are not entering to Canadian office, we keep driving to the bridge itself. So right now we are entering this bridge, right? So you can see how it looks. And guys, this bridge has both driving and pedestrian option, right? You can see right now on the right side, you see there is this pedestrian lane, right? So you can use it for to cross it by foot, no problem with this. However, guys, this bridge is very, very long. I don't know the exact how long it is, but I believe it's more than 2 kilometers, right? So last time I was walking this bridge, crossing this bridge by foot, it took me around 30 minutes, half an hour to cross it, right? So that's why probably you would prefer to drive this bridge. One more time, when you drive, make sure that your driver has a passport, your driver is eligible to cross the border, same as you, and you will drive this bridge. If you walk, again, so you totally can walk it. The only thing, one more time, because this bridge is very, very long, you will, one second, you will, so this is, yeah, this is Nexus, guys, don't go to Nexus line, so it's not for you. So we will have to choose the lane for the regular border crossing. And guys, you see, if you're driving, this has two parts. One is for normal cars on the left, and on the right side it's for trucks. So don't go for the trucks lane, you have to choose the one that is for regular cars, right? So you can see right now in front all these green and red lights over the lanes. So of course you have to choose the line that has a green color, right? So this will get you to border crossing. Guys, look right now, can you see it on the very, very left lane? There is a blue light, right? And it's written Nexus only. One more time, guys, don't take these lanes, because Nexus is only for Canadian citizens that hold a special Nexus entry cars, right? It's not for you. If you go to the Nexus cars, you will have a harsh conversation with American officer because it's not the right lane for you. So one more time, when you come closer to the officer, make sure that both your left windows on driver's seat and on the back are open, because the officer wants to make sure that they can see everything what's going inside your car, and so he doesn't have anything to obstruct this view, right? Guys, make sure that your passports are ready to present to the officer, right? It's not a good idea to start looking for a passport, so the officer will not like this, right? When you come to the officer, you give all your passport for the driver and for the client and for yourself, right? So give all passports to the officer and inform the officer that you are here to do the flag polling, right? So the officer will check if you have any visas or not, right? Make sure that your travel document, your passport is not expired. So you inform officer that you do a flag polling. They will give you a special yellow paper slip. It will be sticked to your windshield, and then they will ask you to park your car on the special parking, and you will go inside the office. Guys, what's going inside the office, we will do training for you, don't worry, but basically they will take your fingerprints, they will open profile for you on American side, and they will give you special flag polling paper, which you will later present at the Canadian side. Guys, Peace Bridge, the opening hours is exactly the same as in all bridges at Niagara Falls area. So they open at 8 a.m. They close at midnight. I will double check about the days, but I'm pretty sure it will be also Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, same as everywhere else in Niagara Falls area. And right now we will ask officer exactly if it's true or not. Hey guys, so we done with our procedures on American side, right? and we are turning back to Canada, right? So guys, when we go back to Canada after we finish with procedures on American side, and procedures are fingerprints, photos, flagpoling paper, same as everywhere else. We already covered this in the previous videos, right? So we have to return back to Canada with exactly the same route we come in here, right? So we are using the same Peace Bridge, right? So you see they have few lanes right now. Going to Canada is only one lane. So we just driving through the bridge. One more time, guys, the bridge is very, very long. So if you do it by foot, right? So basically it will take you around half an hour just to cross it. It's more than 2 kilometers, right? So if you're driving, just drive the same way you was driving to United States, and make sure you have all your documents prepared, right? So basically, when we give paperwork to the officer on Canadian side, we have to give again our passport, our flagpoling papers, the ones that we got from Americans, and also, guys, at the checkpoint you have to present your status document. So if you're student, it have to be study permit. If you on a work permit, it have to be work permit, and if you visitor, it have to be visitor record, or you have to confirm to the officer that you are in Canada for less than 6 months, right? Okay, guys, so we are almost here. So look, this is Nexus, right? So blue Nexus, we don't go there, right? Nexus is only for the holders of Canadian passport who have a special entry card, right? So we are going to the regular lane, and you can choose any lane that has a green sign, right? So for example, I'm going right now to this middle lane for autos, right? One more time, guys, look, I'm open my window. I open window on the back as well, so the officer have to see what's going in our car, right? And I have my passports ready and all the documents from my client ready as well, right? Again, so I cannot record my conversation with the officer, but I have to tell officers that doing flagpoling, and they will tell us what to do further. Okay, guys, so we're done with all the procedures at Canadian side, and we come in to the toll point, right? So one more time, all these bridges are toll bridges, right? So we have to pay. So let's have our payment ready. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir. How much is to pay?
Hold on, I have to pay at the kiosk.
Oh, sorry?
It's card only.
Okay, card only.
Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect.
$10.75.
Thank you. So guys, this bridge, Peace Bridge, is cards only, right? So when you leave in, you cannot use cash like we use at the Queenston Bridge. We have to use cards only. So basically the pay is, okay, so I use my credit card for this. You can see the number.
It's $10.75. You want a receipt?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you, sir. 10.75, right? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, yeah. So yeah, now they open the gate, and guys, this bridge they charge $10.75. I personally think it's too much. The Queenston Bridge, do you remember how much they charge for? $5, right? So here is $10. I guess it's too much, but anyway, it is what it is. So guys, we done with Peace Bridge, and again, so the procedures are very similar to all other flagpoling procedures at all other bridges. When I have a chance to stop and record another video to follow up on all the 3 bridges, we'll do it shortly. But basically, this was Peace Bridge. The timing is the same: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days per week only. The opening time for flagpoling is 8 a.m. So whenever they feel with cases, so they will stop accepting it. So, but anyway, 8 a.m. to midnight. Try to be early, but do not come earlier than 8 a.m. If you come earlier than 8 a.m., that's it. You have to leave the border crossing and do exactly the same flagpoling again. We're done today with our flagpoling cases. All our cases were successfully approved as usual. And let me summarize our experience at Niagara Falls area. So guys, if you come here, you have options to choose between 3 bridges. So first is Rainbow Bridge, second is Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, and the last one is Peace Bridge. So what they have in common is their working days and hours, right? So when you come here, you can come only during Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, guys. And the common thing is that all of them are open from 8 a.m. So technically, they allow to do flagpoling till midnight, but guys, don't be fooled by this. So you have to come early, right? Because they're filling quickly. Even their operations are from 8 a.m. to midnight, right? If they have many flagpoling customers, right? So once they filled with cases, they will take, sorry, we are too busy. We cannot accept any more cases today. So do come early. Next, what are the differences, right? Let's start from Rainbow Bridge again, right? Rainbow Bridge is usually used for pedestrians to do it by foot because it's really, really nice Rainbow Bridge view, and it's very not very big bridge. You can see it on the background, right? So basically, if you use this bridge, try to come as early as possible. 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever, come early, right? Do the whole flagpoling procedure with Americans and make sure that you don't enter the Canadian bridge before 8 a.m. If you come too early, the officer will tell you, sorry, you have to come 8 a.m. So that means if you left the CBSA office, you have to do all the flagpoling procedure again, right? So guys, the next two bridges is Queenston-Lewiston Bridge and Peace Bridge. You can use it if you drive it, right? Queenston-Lewiston Bridge is only driving because they don't have pedestrian lanes. That bridge is a very long bridge and you can use it for both driving and pedestrian, right? But Queenston-Lewiston is only car driving bridge. You cannot use pedestrians there, right? So for those two bridges, guys, make sure once you're done with your flagpoling with American side, make sure that you showing up on Canadian side not earlier than 8 a.m. If you come 7:30, 7:45, the officer will tell you, sorry, you came too early, and you cannot wait with the officer or in the office till 8 a.m. You have to leave, go do all the flagpoling procedure and come again, right? This is very tricky part. But anyway, guys, these three bridges are the closest from Toronto. This may be your best option if you want to do flagpoling if you live in Toronto area. And of course, guys, doesn't matter where you go, which bridge you take, it's not a good idea to come unprepared, right? So I do not take clients for flagpoling if I'm not 100% sure that the case will be approved and that we have all the required documents. We provide our clients all the checklist. We check all the documents. If some documents need to be redone or amended or some improvements to make case better, we let you know this, right? And of course, most importantly, we train you for the interview because guys, for all your cases, doesn't matter if it's complicated or if it's easy case, you will have an interview with the officer, right? Guys, at the border, you can do pretty any work permit cases. You can do postgraduate work permit cases. You can do spousal open work permits if your spouse is student or work permit holder. You can do all type of LMIA-exempt work permits, like for example, CUSMA work permits, intra-company transferee work permits, right? Trans-Pacific work permits. There is a big list of LMIA-exempt work permits you can do at the border. And of course, LMIA cases. Guys, for LMIA cases, you must be prepared. These are the most complicated and complex cases you can think of. And if you come unprepared, if you're missing some documents, you will be rejected. So guys, it takes lots of preparation, but if you prepared, the result will be positive, your case will be approved. So guys, if you need professional assistance with your flagpoling, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to take care of your case. We do it very professionally. All our consultants who are going with you to the border for your case, they are all licensed immigration consultants and you will see the result. Thank you very much for watching this case. This was a flagpoling update for Ontario region 2024 and we'll see you soon with us. Thank you.